name is Ben Pollock. I'm a powerlifter and bodybuilder and strength coach. And I've been training at this point for about 20 years. And I have the opportunity now to do a YouTube series documenting some of my own training and some of the methods that I've used throughout my athletic career in the hopes that I can help you learn to improve your own training, learn to develop some new techniques that you can use to reach your own goals. So the point here is not to copy what I'm doing. And so each week, rather than just show you the exercises, sets, and reps that I perform, I'm going to talk through some of the main points that I'm incorporating into every day. So I hope that's something that you're interested in. I hope you'll keep following along. We're going to get started now with some arm training and some thoughts on ab work, breathing, bracing, and why those are important, whether your goals are related to strength, developing your physique, or both. So no matter what you're training for, one of the most important concepts that you need to know going into things is how to control your core. And when it comes to controlling your core, it's not just about abdominal strength or abdominal training. It's also about breathing, and it's also about being able to use the other muscles in your body to create a neutral spine position. Now, the tricky part is that if you're training for strength, the way that you're going to control your core is much different than if you're training for aesthetics. So we're going to talk about this over the next couple of weeks, but today I just want to demonstrate how big a difference it is and explain why that's the case. So if you're training for strength, generally what you're going to do is start by creating a neutral core position, neutral spine position, where you're using your upper abs, squeezing them to pull your shoulders down over your hips. You're squeezing your glutes and you're using your lower abs to pull your hips under your shoulders. And then what you're going to do is breathe down deep into your belly and push out against your abs. And you can see how thick this makes my core. And that's a really good position to be in for strength because it's going to allow you to be more stable under a heavy load, whether you're squatting or deadlifting. Now, obviously, we don't want to show a thick core if we're training for aesthetics, right? We want to create that tapered physique. So that's going to be almost the opposite. You're still going to want more or less a neutral spine position where your shoulders are over your hips, but rather than pulling your shoulders down using your abs, you're going to extend your thoracic spine and draw your rib cage up. Then what you're going to do is try to breathe out and pull your belly button towards your spine. And that looks like this. You can see how much of a difference that makes in the thickness of my waist. Now, that's not usually a position you want to train in. So instead, when you're training for diaphragmatic control. When you're able to use your diaphragm properly, it's going to be easier to hold that back in position, right? So the way you do that is practicing your breathing. And that's something we'll talk about next week. But for right now, I just want to show you guys the basics and get you thinking about abdominal control whenever you're training.